Quest Audiobooks presents an unabridged recording of The Driver by Mark Dawson, narrated by David Thorpe. Part 1. Chapter 1. The grey mist had rolled in off the bay 2 days earlier, and it hadn't lifted yet. It softened the edges of objects within easy sight, but out beyond 10 or 15 feet, it fell across everything like a damp, cold veil. June was often the time when it was at its worst. They called it June gloom for a reason. But the fog was always there, seeping down over the city at any time without warning, and often staying for hours. The twin foghorns, one at either end of the Golden Gate Bridge, sounded out their long, mournful booms. John Milton had been in town for 4 months, and he still found it haunting. It was 9 in the evening, the street lamps glowing with fuzzy coronas in the damp mist. Milton was in the Mission District, a once blighted area that was being given new life by the artists and students who swarmed in now that crime had been halted and rents were still low. The streets looked run down and shabby. The girl Milton had come to pick up was sitting on a bench on the corner. He saw her through the fog, difficult to distinguish until he was a little closer. He indicated right, filtered out of the late evening traffic, and pulled up against the curb. He rolled the passenger side window down. The damp air drifted into the car. "Madison?" he called, using the name that he had been given. The girl, who was young and pretty, took a piece of gum out of her mouth and stuck it to the back of the bench upon which she was sitting. She reached down for a rucksack, slung it over her shoulder, picked up a garment bag, and crossed the pavement to the Explorer. Milton unlocked the door for her, and she got in. "Hi," she said in a lazy drawl. "Hi. Thanks for being so quick. You're a lifesaver." "Where do you want to go?" "You know the McDonald's in Balboa Park?" He thought for a moment. 6 months driving around San Francisco had given him a decent grasp of local geography. "I know it. That's where we're headed." "Okay then." Milton shifted into first and eased back into the light traffic. The rush hour had thinned out, and he settled in, bringing the car up to a steady 45. He glanced in the mirror at his passenger. Madison had unzipped her rucksack and pulled out a thick book, a textbook by the look of it. The dispatcher had mentioned a blonde, but her skin was a deep brown, almost black. Her hair was light, straightened.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?